Good afternoon. My name is Bailey Cooper, and I'd like to welcome you to Eric Lofholm's daily motivational call, which is better than a cup of coffee. It is 4 o'clock right now, Wednesday, September 21st, and I want to talk to you guys today about precession. And the law of precession was invented by Buckminster Fuller in the late 1920s, and how he came about this philosophy was he made it a point to never go after money and to always go after God's purpose in his life. And his philosophy was that if he was in search of doing what God wanted him to do, that money would always come after him and his needs would be met. And if he was in search of money, to work for money, that he would never have enough. And he mastered this philosophy, and some of the things that Bucky Fuller helped bring about, a lot of people never really found out about. And one of his daughters, Allegra Fuller, helped usher out a lot of his teachings in synergetics throughout the years, and she passed along a lot of Bucky's information to Robert Kiyosaki, and it helped change Robert Kiyosaki's life in the 80s and influenced him to be the person that he is today. And Eric teaches us that bodies in motion affect bodies in motion. So an easy analogy to explain precession is that you have a rock and you throw it into a pond, and kind of a 90-degree angle effect, the rock goes down into the pond and the ripple effect comes across. Now, the purpose of the rock was to go into the pond for the, using this as an example, but the real purpose of the rock was the ripple, to move the water out. And another example that's easier to understand is you've got a bee, and the bee is in search of honey. And that's what the bee thinks its purpose is, so that's what its goal is, to go get honey. But the precessional effect, the actual purpose of the bee, is to cross-pollinate. So it picks up pollen, and it passes it along while it's in search of honey. So in our life, you may have setbacks or circumstances, and you may make mistakes along the way going after your goals. And if you learn from your mistakes and you grow and you keep moving forward, you have to believe that you are heading in the right direction, that you are fulfilling God's purpose for your life, and then money will come. And I've got several experiences where this happened in my life. The most recent, in the month of July, I set a goal to break my company sales record, which I set in December. I was selling security systems, and I set 36 sales in December. And in July, I had a really awesome start to the month, and I had 20 sales in the first 10 days of the month. And I kind of went through a dry spell. I had 3 cancels in a row, but I just kept moving forward, and I learned from my mistakes. And then, lo and behold, there was a few home burglaries, and I was in position to be successful. And not only was I referred to those neighborhoods, I had the opportunity to meet with the homeowners association, and I had an awesome end of the month where I ended up with 50 sales. So that's just one situation to where you're out to reach a goal and something happens, and inevitably that company went bankrupt. They were unable to pay me for those 50 deals, but I did not have to really put my resume out there and find another job. I was recruited off of LinkedIn just from doing the right thing and searching diligently for what would God have me do. And now I'm the regional sales manager for a solar company that's the #1 rated solar company in the state of Texas. So that's the law of precession, is that you may think that things aren't going your way, but if you just stay the course, stick to your goals, and go after them with all you can, you may find out that when one door closes, another door opens, and that's precession. So we live in the age of the entertainment culture. Everybody wants instant gratification. And the fact that you're listening to this call means that you're a success, results-oriented person. And there's just a small percentage of people on the planet that are in your shoes. So I want to first off give you, if you've got an opportunity, if you're right-handed, pat yourself on the back, or if you're left-handed, pat yourself on the back, because you are doing what very few people do, and that is, honing in on your sales skills and stepping up to the plate and building up that sixth sense, because you never know when you're going to need some of this information. It was a really rough past 30 days for my family and I, and just keeping moving forward. A lot of magical things have happened in our life, and I just credit it to the law of precession. So another idea and concept that I can give you guys, Eric gives us the analogy of Dr. Phil McGraw, where he was working in Texas in his psychological field of study, and Oprah was sued by the Texas Cattle Association, and she needed somebody to be a coach for her while she went to trial, and she picked Dr. Phil McGraw, and as a result of that, in helping her out, she brought him on as an expert on her show. And he did so well at that, she invited him back, and inevitably he ended up having his own show. So doing the next right thing is what is the easiest way for me to understand the law of precession, is that sometimes you don't know what you're supposed to do. But you know the next thing that you're supposed to do, and sometimes that's all that you can do. And like Art Williams says, all that you can do is all that you can do. Now, whatever you're going through in your life, whatever circumstances come your way, it's important to have a positive attitude about it. And some things that help me out is keeping a success journal, documenting, not only writing out my goals and planning my day on paper, but tracking the success. So when you get through a rough patch, or maybe you have a bad month, opening up that success journal and looking back at all the miracles and all the goals that you've accomplished. This is really powerful, because if you're not doing very well, you need to build yourself back up. Say, well, hey, back in July, I was mentally down, and I was able to not only achieve my goal, but almost double my goal and break a record, and that can build you up in the future. So there's a lot of really great information that you can get on Buckminster Fuller. He's got a documentary called Thinking Out Loud, and he's got a lot of other interesting stuff if you ever want to look him up. Robert Kiyosaki has some interesting stuff that he's talked about it. And but the main thing is, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a target, it's highly likely that you're not going to end up where you want to end up. So success is very measurable. It's very easy to track success. So keeping it simple, as I just stated, write your goals on a daily basis. Do them in 90-day portions. Eric offers a year-long training program, or a 90-day training program, guaranteed results, or the 90-day blitz, that really helped me get a focus and a hold on where I want to go. What are some things that I can do today that move the needle? And I kind of went through an identity crisis, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be. And it just came down to, well, what am I good at? What are my skill sets? So 2 things that move the needle for you is improving your skill sets and increasing your action. So if you're in a situation where you're in a rough patch, I just encourage you to improve your skill sets and increase your action. And if you do that, the whole world will move in your favor to help you accomplish your goals and dreams. So thank you for joining me today, and I encourage you to share this call with your friends. And Eric does a call every single day at 9:45 Central Time, 7:45 Pacific Time, and you can catch the recording at saleschampion.podbean.com. Thank you, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. I'll talk to you later.